As soon as Lin Tion stepped forward, he was met with the sight of dozens of towering, demon-infused minotaur demons. Their glowing, menacing eyes sent a chill down his spine. Big Bull Li frowned in confusion. Brutal, is this the so-called friend you mentioned? This, low-level goblin? Are you out of your mind, or are my eyes failing me? He had expected a Tier 7 Overlord Goblin, at worst, a Tier 6 one. But this was hardly more impressive than a pile of dog dung. Brutal, however, remained unfazed. Mr. Bull, don't worry. His strength is on par with mine. Hearing this, Big Bull Li chose not to question further. His mind was preoccupied with one thing, feasting on human flesh. Following from a distance, Lin Tion muttered, "Good heavens, a whole herd of minotaurs?" Though he had engaged in his fair share of minotaur-like behavior, he harbored no fondness for them. The minotaur law was simple: better to deceive than be deceived. And this group was undeniably formidable. They soon reached a small hill outside Bright Town, keeping to the shadows while observing the patrolling soldiers. Brutal pointed forward, his voice tinged with deep-seated hatred. "That's the place. But beware, there's a notorious sword-wielding woman inside, ferocious and incredibly strong." Big Bull Li scoffed. "Humph. I like my meals to put up a fight." Without hesitation, he shoved Brutal aside and marched toward Bright Town, the rest of the Minotaur demons following closely behind. They made no effort to conceal their approach. In the distance, several patrolling soldiers felt the ground tremble beneath their feet. "What's that? An earthquake?" one asked, puzzled. Another pointed frantically. "Look! Over the hill!" A collective shudder ran through them as realization struck. Minotaur demons! So many of them! Terror gripped their hearts. These infamous man-eaters had plagued countless villages. Though the church had long driven them into the great tomb, forcing them into hiding, none expected to encounter such a horde here. Panic took hold. The soldiers turned on their heels and ran. Lin Tion watched from the shadows, unfazed. Are they really that terrifying? Personally, I think goblins are far scarier than any minotaur demon. While goblins were currently weak, the intelligent, high-tier ones held immense potential. If Bright Town fell, Lin Tion had plans to cultivate goblins into a powerful force, establishing a city where sheer numbers would lead to strength. Meanwhile, the Minotaur demons stormed down from the hill, landing with earth-shaking force, crushing buildings beneath their weight. Big Bull Li leaped into a tavern, his massive bulk instantly flattening a group of drinking soldiers. The remaining patrons sobered in an instant, scrambling for their weapons. But before they could react, Big Bull Li grabbed one, stuffing him into his mouth, armor and all, chewing effortlessly. Good teeth were truly a blessing. The other Minotaur demons followed suit, their intent not mass slaughter but indulgence in a grotesque feast. They seized whoever they could, sitting down casually to eat, unconcerned by the feeble attacks of the surviving soldiers. Brutal, however, had another target. He entered Bright Town with purpose, searching for the Sword Saintess and her allies. Then, the familiar rumble of underground movement sent a warning through the air. Brutal's instincts screamed at him. He quickly stepped aside. With a burst of force, Marshall erupted from below, spear in hand. Austin emerged from a house, and Emma had already positioned herself atop the highest bell tower. A silver arc sliced through the chaos. Swish! A single strike of sword chi cleaved a Minotaur demon in half, saving the tavern owner. He scrambled away in terror before turning back to shout with relief, "Sword Saintess!" Alice Nia stepped out, clad in full armor, her presence commanding. Philemon's voice rang out, clear and authoritative. "All soldiers, regroup around me. Do not panic." A panicked retreat would mean a slaughter. The defenders quickly reorganized, distancing themselves from the Minotaur demons. Meanwhile, the town's residents and weaker adventurers fled for their lives. Yet the Minotaur demons remained unfazed, sitting amidst the carnage, savoring their gruesome meal. As the battle raged on, Austin's expression turned serious for the first time. "Why are there so many Minotaurs?" he muttered, feeling a heavy pressure settle over him. Marshall, gripping his spear tightly, glared at Brutal. "That guy's from the Great Tomb. He must have summoned them. We should have killed him when we had the chance." Alice Nia clenched her sword, her eyes filled with determination. "That was my mistake. I'll fix it." Without hesitation, she charged at one of the minotaurs. She knew she had messed up before. Instead of chasing Lin Tion, she should have dealt with Brutal. Now, because of her mistake, Bright Town was under attack. The minotaur tried to grab her, but before it could, her blade flashed. In an instant, its massive hand turned into nothing but a mist of blood. With one swift motion, she beheaded it. Seeing this, Austin and the others launched their own attacks. Philemon quickly gave orders. "The minotaurs are too strong. Use spears to hold them back." Brutal clashed with Marshall, while Austin, Philemon, and the soldiers fought the minotaurs. Emma stayed at a distance, aiming at the minotaurs' weak spots to deal maximum damage. There were only about 30 of them. If nothing unexpected happened, they could win with minimal casualties. Alasnia alone had already taken down 4 or 5. Meanwhile, Big Bull Lee had devoured 7 or 8 people. But his attention soon shifted. He noticed the sword saintess, Alasnia, her strong figure, her fair skin. She must taste the best. Lin Tion had the same thought, though not about eating her. Big Bull Lee smashed through several houses, charging straight at Alasnia. His enormous body and terrifying strength made him unstoppable. With a sudden lunge, he threw a massive punch at her back. His fist was bigger than a person. But even while fighting a minotaur, Alasnia had one hand free. She caught his punch with a single hand. They were evenly matched. Big Bull Lee was shocked. Impossible! His greatest pride was his unmatched strength, yet a human had stopped him. "Brute force!" he roared, activating his skill to increase his power. The impact forced Alasnia to step back, but she was unharmed. Their intense battle continued. Meanwhile, Brutal was still fighting Marshall, but his strength hadn't fully recovered. They were evenly matched. Seeing this, Lin Tion secretly attacked from a distance, using poison magic. Marshall's left arm suddenly went numb. What? Poison? Then, he saw Lin Tion. A goblin! He quickly realized, this is the one the sword saintess mentioned. That brief distraction gave Brutal the upper hand. With his left arm paralyzed, Marshall could no longer use his spear properly. Panicking, he tried to escape using his earth movement ability. But Lin Tion had been waiting for this. Not so fast.